Hello everyone, Mana here. I was looking through my Tavern Talk playthrough episodes and I noticed that episode 13 was missing from the playlist. I apologize for not uploading the correct episode. I posted 14 right after, thinking that I actually posted 13. Again, I'm so sorry. Despite my mistake, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hello everyone, it is I, the Minute Panalorian, and today we are back on another episode of Tavern Talk. We are in Act 2, Starlight Sonata, and we're in the Interlude. I don't know what that means exactly, but I'm assuming that we're either halfway through it or we're kind of just in the middle of a story. I think so far, I don't know when the story is going to start picking up, but it's been steady. Other than that, I've been enjoying it so far. I hope you guys are too. And I'm excited to learn more of what's going to happen in this chapter. So let's go ahead and continue. I'm worried about anyone dying. Oh, hello. Are these guys from a different game? Phew, I knew we took the right path. Who said we can't road trip all by ourselves? Liam did, I think. I think that was perhaps a rhetorical question. Whoa, dude, didn't see you there. What's up? The sky, last time I checked. It better be. It'd be very confusing otherwise. Very true. Is this your crib? It is indeed. Welcome to Wayfarer's Inn. With whom do I have the pleasure of speaking? Pollygeist and the goodest of boys, Scott Howe. And together, we are the Prank Masters. With the Z, woo! Pleasure to meet you. I'm your humble innkeeper. Awesome. What drinks do you serve? Oof, yeah. We're in desperate need of some booze. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I don't serve booze. What? Why? The age rating system is quite harsh on such things, and I've got to keep the place open somehow. I feel you. We all got some burdens to carry. What else have you got? Magical beverages that can enhance your abilities. It's even rumored they might influence your fate. Whoa, that's so cool, dude. Like an influence, but for fate. A fate. Influencer. I would go so hard on Momentgram. Oh no, new social media. It goes pretty hard here as well. Bet. Inky, please influence our fate before I get bored. I'm feeling incredibly depleted from this weird AF trip. Sounds like you're in dire need of some stamina. Though I think you could use something a bit stronger than usual. Dope! Give me your strongest potion. Technically, never mind. Alrighty, so she wants something strong. So we're meeting different characters from a different realm. And we skipped straight to nighttime, if anyone noticed. Southern Brawler coming right up. Yeah, I noticed that like it went straight to midnight, so I guess we're doing the late night thing. A funky drink for a funky gal. Let's see. Whoa, this is good. Very good. So good, I don't even miss the booze. Well, maybe a little bit. I'll take that as a compliment. Try this, Scott. Ooh, that tickles. Just like pickle juice. So, Scott Howe, would you like a drink as well? Nah. You can tell us where we are and what cool things we can check out around here. You're in Zenith, in the Republic of Visoa. Are you lost? Nope. At least not as long as we're having a blast. You do seem slightly out of this world, though. Oh. Maybe you're onto something, potion seller. I'm not... You know, we were road tripping supposed to be the trip of our lives. When something weird happened. We were about to take the next turn at the crossroads and then whoosh! A portal opened up. I couldn't hit the brakes in time. Yeah, we drove straight through and ended up on a gravel road. Everything seemed different and dated. So dated. Dated? Duh. I've seen and done plenty of weird stuff, but this is a different kind of weird. So weird. No cars, only carriages and stuff. Cars? Yes. What are cars? Those things that go vroom. I'm afraid I got no clue what you're talking about. I don't think cars exist here, Scott. Now it makes sense that my phone has no signal either. What makes sense? We landed in the past. I think they're confusing with time travel and like alternate dimension or like just a different realm. They traveled a different realm. They didn't go back in time. Whoa, does that mean we time traveled? Yeah. That's so cool. I doubt time travel is possible. It sounds more like you participate in universal travel, which is rare but happens occasionally. Wait. So what you're saying is that we are super special and lucky to have participated in such an event? Likely. Dope. This is a sign, Scott. The universe sent us to wreak havoc. Woo! The prank masters will strike again. Soon, after a nap. Can we take a nap, Polly? Good idea. Hey, funky magic mystery pal, you better get to writing that tour guide. I'll see what I can do. Good. Do you have room for us? Of course. I've got a room upstairs. Just ignore the scratching sounds and leaking water by the iron door. Don't worry, we've seen worse than that. We've got plenty of experience with sea monsters. Always hyped to meet more. See ya in a bit, Inkeep. Come on, Scott. Let's hit the sheets. Okay. Maybe I should add some do not enter signs. Oh gosh. This is the rated game. Oh, Baya! I enjoy voicing her.
Hello?
Glad to see you, Baya.
Thank you for having me. Now that...
Is your friend's dispute still ailing you?
Still so lonely. Lonely. I came to ask, have you sent someone to help my friends?
I did, actually.
You did?
Yes. I sent Fable and Aura to solve the dispute.
Oh! And let's hope they'll be friends again soon. So we can have tea parties again. And I can stop being lonely. At least people are visiting my spa. That's good. Thank you for handing out my coupons.
Did I hear spa?
Yes.
Doesn't that sound like something, Scott? Ooh, I love spa things. Now, are you your tour guide, sweet ball creature?
Tour guide? Do you want to visit my spa?
These two are Polygeist and Scott Howe. They're currently looking for entertainment and a way back home, but entertainment first, obviously. It's getting incredibly boring here. No offense, fucking magic mystery pal. None taken.
Where is your home?
In a portal or something? Yeah, we came through a portal, which in itself is pretty rad. Also, I noticed that when we got Renew, he's in the back. Everything that we get from them is in the background. But we had the medieval tavern experience and all. It was good while it lasted, but it's time to move on.
Move on to my spa.
Something like that. Which makes me think, Baya, do you think you could help them find a way back home?
Of course.
You can do that?
But first, you have to visit my spa.
Nothing easier than that. I'm in need of a facial anyways. The air here is so dry.
My bog water is especially moisturizing.
Wait. Does that mean we get to go skinny dipping in some hot springs? Oh yes, absolutely.
My hot springs are the best.
Cool. So a pit stop at your spa and then a road trip back home? You joining us for the ride, sweet bog creature? Please say yes.
We'll see. I'll first show you the portal and my spa.
If you bring them to the portal, you could take a ride with them through it. Might help you with your loneliness.
You think so?
Yes. No one's lonely on a ride with the prank masters.
I'll think about it. Which portal do you want to take? The one through Avalon, full of dreams and force? Or the one through the Twilight Chasm, a place full of dread and weird fishies?
Oh, the Twilight Chasm sounds spooky. I love spooky. I love dreams. They're so weird. Like that one dream I had where I was my own dad. What?
Where should I lead them, innkeeper?
I think I don't know about the nightmare realm. Portal to Avalon is just around the corner.
Through the lush forest of the Ashen Grove.
The way we came, not gonna lie, that's lame. But it's a quick way home. And full of dreams, Polly. Imagine how many pranks we could pull on sleeping people. That's not true. Amazing. Then it's settled.
Can't wait to show you my mud mess.
Can't wait to show you the world, sweet bog creature.
My name is Baya.
Then let's hit the road, Baya. Enjoy your trip and safe travels. Goodbye, potion seller. See ya.
Goodbye, innkeeper.
Okay, that was a weird interaction. I'm glad Baya could find a little comfort in those peculiar visitors, at least. I'm excited to hear the story she'll tell when she gets back. Hopefully she can come back. Wow, already done? I think that was just a short little chapter for the newcomers. That's cool. If you guys know what game they're from, let me know down in the comments, because I definitely will check that game out. I'm just gonna assume that that was a small intermission, something not from this world to kind of give us a little diversity when everyone's on their missions. So I'm gonna continue on chapter 13, Come Hell or High Water. So this is going to be serious now, I'm gonna assume, and it's raining, so get comfy, everyone. Oh, it's Hex's sister. Good evening, innkeeper. Good evening, Grace. Could I ask for you a drink? Anytime. What can I do for you? I'm pretty spent. Do you have something that will keep my mind awake for a little longer? I should have something that can do just that. One moment. She wants a sparkling nebula. How much you want to bet? Yep. Sparkling nebula. The smart people drink. Maybe it's just brain juice. Fluids for the brain. A drink for the mind and soul. Enjoy. Thank you. This is just what I needed. Why are you still so tired? I thought you were done with your thesis. I am, which also means I need to figure out what to do next. The possibilities are endless, but not boundless. so considerations are a complicated endeavor. Have you considered a break? I have. Say, innkeeper, if you had forever, what would you do with it? I've never thought about that before. I like being an innkeeper, so I could just keep doing this forever. It's relaxing and safe, and I get to meet all of the most wonderful people and wizards all day. Forever is a really long time. Isn't there anything else you'd like to do? I'd like to go on a road trip. Really? Where to? Anywhere, really. See the world, the forests, the seas. Stop by each of the 5 interplanar portals and see what all the hype is about. Would you go through? I'm not sure. I was thinking more about having a picnic and a conversation nearby. Maybe a nap. I could rate them by which fruits grow around them. Now you're making me curious. Will you send me your studies? You'll be the first to know. What would you do with immortality? I will learn everything there is to learn. Every language, instrument, skill, and a facet of the mortal existence. I would travel the plains with my brother and learn even more. Have an infinite amount of tea parties. I'd come to those. When we were little, Hex would always make all the stuffed animals dance around our little tea table. We didn't have money for music boxes, so he just made up songs for them to dance to. He sang them to me. If I had the time, I would love to write down all those songs and invent dances for them. You should make time for that. It's your time after all. And besides, while you don't have forever, you do have quite a lot. An elven lifespan is nothing to scoff at, even if you only get half. Not if you got the human side of the lifespan. Oh, that's less time. It is, but I'll make the most of it. What will you do next then? I'm not sure yet. I was thinking about going to Asphodel. Ashfodel. The capital of the Majocracy? Majocracy? Is that what that is? I heard the libraries there are 60 stories tall, and rivers float through the sky in an exuberant display of mana. Sounds like paradise for someone like you. Yes, but Hex really wants to stay here. He likes Fasoa, Zenith, the Ashen Grove. I think he likes how quiet it is, if you would believe it. I don't think he'd like the bustle of it all. You could just go without him. There's a Majocracian embassy in Zoford. I'm pronouncing the word wrong, I believe. Their teleportation is expensive, but reliable. I don't think he wants to go back to Zoford either, and I won't make him. He could teleport himself then. He really could. He really shouldn't. It's quite a long distance, and he's always been awful at teleportation. He could take a ship. I appreciate the effort, but I don't think a ship would help to make distance acceptable for him. I appreciate the effort, but I don't think a ship would help make the distance acceptable to him. He's always going to follow me, no matter where I go. I think he doesn't want to go and miss out on any adventures or celebrations, or funerals. You can just tell him you want to go alone. But then he'd be alone too. Just talk to him, Grace. I don't want to spend our time together fighting. I just don't want him to spend it mourning me either. You should tell him that. He'll have enough time to mourn you when you're gone. Unlike life, that never ends. I suppose you're right. I'd like to leave something he can remember me by. Maybe I'll build my own wizard tower. Please do. I love those. Did you hear about the one on Morla, near Dalwell? The one with the infamous Majocracian fugitive? The very same. It seems that its wizard has disappeared without trace, leaving his tower vacant. I've always wanted to stop by for tea, but I don't want to be rude and intrusive, so I haven't. I always wonder what he left behind. I'm sure it's a collection of fascinations and impossibilities. Couldn't you just teleport in to check? You can't exactly teleport in and out of, well, protected places all willy-nilly. You might end up trapped or on a whole nother plane. You might. Maybe that's what happened to the wizard. Maybe. No one seems to know what happened to him or who he even was. And no one seems interested in finding out either. Isn't that sad? A little. I don't want to disappear like that. You won't. I'll tell your story for as long as I'm around. How long is that? For as long as the world will bear me. You are very easy to bear. Thank you, Grace. I get that a lot. I mean, would you like to stay a little while? Please. I find your truly inspiring. I'll be here if you need a rubber duck. I'm counting on it. Oh, Fable! Oh, she has a new hairstyle! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm sure it worked. Hold on. Hiya, innkeeper. Hiya, you two. A drink, please. Or two, actually. Sure thing. He actually seems in like in a good mood. I mean, I know what I said earlier. I should have not said that. I need to apologize right now. Actually, what name are we on right now? Well, Aura still. Fine. Come on, that was a whole week ago. I was busy. Want to come up with a new one now then? Can I come up with one? Sure. How about Kumo? I feel like you look like a Kumo. It fits. He is just as soft as a cloud. That's what I was thinking. I'm nothing like a cloud. Sounds like something a cloud would say. Our drinks. Can we get them now? Of course. What would you like? Something sweet. Bubbly, maybe. If you can find something that... you know. Sure. I'll see if I can find the words you're looking for. He wants another spoken heart. He likes the spoken heart. It looks like orange soda, so I'm going to assume that possibly. What happens if people are like allergic to the things they drink? Like they're allergic to charisma. Liquid charisma for those in need. Maybe you should try it then. Do you want to send it back? No, it's good. I'm glad to hear that. Fable, what can I get you? Maybe something that will make me feel like I could lift 1,000 clouds. Like I've gotten the strength of a dragon, or something like that. Sarah always says it's pretty tasty. I see. A Sarah special then. Oh, she wants Tavern Brawler then. Tavern Brawler, Southern Brawler, not Tavern Brawler. Otherwise, we'd be having fights in the bar, but we're not that kind of bar. A regular's favorite for another regular. Thank you. It's delicious as usual. That's what I like to hear. I like the new hair, by the way. Oh, you do? Thank you. It looks really nice, right? Kumo braided it for me. Okay, Kumo, he can tie hair. He helped me calm down after we encountered the Mary Morgan. But I should probably start at the beginning, right? I'd appreciate that. Alright. So, what happened at the beginning? The ship to Boreas. Boreas. Right. I was a bit worried about the journey we were embarking on. After all, the seas around Boreas are famously hard to traverse, with all the wild magic around it and all. But just before we left Zenith, we ran into Una in the midst of the arm wrestling match against Iniko. We took the opportunity to ask her for advice. Thought maybe she had traveled there before. You could have also asked me. she was closer. Right. Did she have any good advice? She did. With her help, we were able to avoid all of the dangerous maelstroms, sea stacks, and iceberg elementals. That must have made for a very relaxing journey. It did. It was very inspiring too. We were able to see the dancing, colorful auras in the night sky as we drew closer. They were starless, but still breathtakingly gorgeous. I even started on a new song. It wasn't ready to be shared yet, though. I just wanted a sneak peek. Well, you should have snuck better. A new song? Can I hear it? It's not done yet. Thanks to Una, we made it to Boreas a lot faster than we had planned. We also docked away from the typical explorer's route. It was completely abandoned by everything but nature, as if no one but us had been there before. Kind of exciting. Very adventurous for sure. As we headed inland, we were quickly swallowed by the fog that engulfed most of the entire island. It moved in strange patterns, creating unidentifiable forms within the mist that hungered for life. The thickets rustled as we walked by, whether moved by wind or by creatures, we couldn't tell. The trees were shaped strangely, with shimmering portals forming in their empty husks. Our own quiet breaths were often interrupted by shrill shrieking sounds that seemed to come right from above us. It was almost idyllic. Or scary. It was mostly scary. I wouldn't have minded strolling around until we ran into something roaming the island, but it was a little cold, so I found a local to ask for directions. While wandering around, we came across a clearing surrounded by tall trees. Or rather, one tree. All of them were connected, intertwined with one another. Through one of the twisted connections, a waterfall with no discernible origin was flowing into a small pond. And in its midst rested a nymph. A real nymph. Doing taxes? She was weaving flower crowns for the fish. She was beautiful, with long black hair and skin that glistened in the sunlight, being reflected off the waterfall. Her eyes were like sparkling gemstones, and her smile was full of kindness. She was alright, but also the only person around. So Fable asked for her directions? No, Fable asked her about everything but directions. I asked her for directions. She was very helpful. She even gave us a gift. A gift? That's sweet. She gave us earplugs against the Banshee's song so our bones wouldn't shatter. Very helpful. Did you offer to write her a jingle in return? I did. She said if we were to survive the encounter with the Banshee, I could come back and she'd think of what she needs for a jingle for. She was thinking about setting up a dragonfly exhibition, so maybe for that. Who would she even advertise to? Frogs? And toads. The Banshee was our first priority, so we definitely made our way to the Lonesome Lagoon with earplugs in our ears. We mostly walked and talked about our favorite dragonflies. As we finally approached the Lonesome Lagoon, the thick mist enveloped us. It suddenly became so cold we could see our own ragged breaths. And then we heard it. A song filled with all the sorrow of the world compressed into a single note. It sounded really nice. There was so much emotion in that song. Sadness, longing, yearning, anger. We wanted to be polite and wait until she was done singing, but she just kept going like tears that wouldn't stop. So I decided to be a little rude, stepped forward and said hello. They said, "Hello, Banshee, I really like your song." That confused the Banshee so much that she stopped. She smiled, bearing a row of deadly sharp teeth. She was very nice, actually. She asked if she wanted to steal from her lagoon. When we said no, she invited us to sing along. Did you? Of course. It was kind of fun. It was, and I thought, What better time to bring up the Mary Morgan but now? So I led with, I bet you do this with your girlfriend all the time, right? She suddenly looked at me with hatred and anger, and then she just started screaming. I was very thankful for the earplugs at that moment. I think without them, my bones would have melted. That was our cue to leave, so I pulled Fable back into the thick of the Borean forest. Obviously, we couldn't just leave it at that failure, so we looked around for a peace offering. We found some spiky pink fruits with a pattern of a little ghost tortoises on them. We thought she might like them. She liked them enough to stop screaming at us, and we sat down at the side of the lagoon to talk. It's beautiful, by the way, right in the middle of the giant portal in the Twilight Chasm. It colors the water this deep, dark blue with swirling clouds of darkness within. There were bones floating in the lagoon too. I almost brought one for your tavern. Why didn't you? I thought you wouldn't like it. I love bones. I'll keep that in mind for the future. The banshee actually fished out some bones to fidget with. It stopped her from screaming every time she brought up the Mary Morgan. Or Mormer, as she calls her. Turns out the Mary Morgan had been ignoring all of her calls. Why? Why would you do that? That's a red flag. Okay, maybe not a red flag, but that's just terrible. That's a terrible way to solve things. Don't ever do that. Unless you need the space, you tell them, hey, I need some space. Ever since the Banshee was crowned Gaia's scariest monster by Screech Magazine, she told us it was carved a hole in the relationship that had caused a lot of jealousy. And she was disappointed that Mary Morgan cared more about her stupid popularity contests than her. We asked her if she wanted to talk about it with the Mary Morgan herself. But she said that she didn't need to apologize for being scary. She was just very thankful she got to talk about it though. She was holding it all in because she didn't want to burden by it with all the drama. She even offered us to spend the night at her nearby cave, which was really nice of her. Did you end up taking a nap at her lair? We thought about it, but it was filled to the brim with the riches of the dead, which was far too alluring to allow us to fall to the call of sleep. You found loot? You have my attention. What did you find? Gold, bones, skulls, jewels of all sizes. And a loot. It was broken, but I picked it up anyways. There was also a delicate silver mirror that had hearts carved all over it. Kumo recognized it as a magical from its arcane markings. Melina showed me them in a book the other day, when the wizard and Zolford showed us around his library. It was a mirror of far speech. It lets you speak to anyone on this plane, given that you've seen them before. So you call Melly? Wow, that's pretty cool. That's a really cool, it's like a cell phone, but cooler. No, we call the Mary Morgan. Ah, that makes more sense. How did it go? Well, I had to be the one to make the call since Kumo had never met her. When her face appeared, all I could do was stare in horror as she gazed back at me. I felt like I was back in the Ashen Grove, leading adventurers to their doom, and I just froze. So I took the mirror out of her hands. Her first words were threats of what she would do to us if we had dared harm the Banshee. Of course we hadn't. That briefly calmed her down. Until I asked her why she wasn't here, if she was so worried about the Banshee's well-being. Avoiding the question, she instead talked to us about the state of the lagoon. She complained that it must be incredibly loud with all the tourists and whatnot. I assured her that there were no tourists, at least none that were alive. So she asked what I was doing in the lair then. Honestly, I replied that the Banshee had offered us a place to stay in her cave. I quickly realized that I had picked the wrong thing to say. Her eyes started bleeding black ichor, and she began cursing out us out in tongues. The mirror cracked under her gaze and started bleeding black water. It was terrifying. And then we were just supposed to sleep there, as if she hadn't crawled out of the mirror any second. After that happened, though, that we shouldn't discuss our further plans in that cave. So I pulled Fable outside and we went for a walk. The nymph had mentioned this enchanted flower field where she collected flowers for the fish. So we went there. Thought it might be a good spot. It was a good spot, even though I couldn't stop shaking for a while. Though the flowers really helped, as did not being alone. Was that when Kumo braided your hair? It was, yes. My hair kept falling in my face and it was overwhelming me. So he sat me down and braided it away while I worked on rebuilding the lute. He said that some distraction would help. Talking also really helped. Even if I asked a lot of stupid questions, they weren't stupid, just curious. Did you have a favorite one? They asked where I learned to braid hair. That actually brought us further on our quest. How so? Well, I learned it from my mother. It's the only thing I feel I have left of her. It was her way of apologizing. She was never very good with words. It made me think. Sometimes people are very direct with what they mean. I have heard of that, yes. Like the Mary Morgan. She didn't seem angry about the banshee outdoing her in some fear pageant. She didn't even mention it once. She only got upset when she thought we had hurt the banshee. Or when she thought we were tourists. Or when we say we were staying in that cave. Like she was jealous of something entirely different from some issue of the Screech magazine. We talked it through and decided we had to get the two of them to talk face to face. Obviously, it would be difficult because of the distance, but I had taken the mirror with me when we left. Thought it might be useful. Ever the thief. Indeed, I used it to call Baya. I asked her to tell the Mary Morgan to come to Boreas. Fable mentioned she can teleport via planes. However that works. She can. You should try it out. It's nauseating. I think we'll pass. While I went to talk to the Banshee, Kumo picked up the Mary Morgan. She and I really connected on eyeliner techniques. When we arrived at the lagoon, they were immediately ready to claw each other's throats. And not in a fun way. There's a fun way? But somehow we managed to convince them to sit down. We tried to get them to talk about their feelings, but they just kept talking past and over and away from each other. Arguing about an issue that doesn't even exist. So I had this crazy idea. I had taken out my new lute and asked them if they wanted to write a song together. They declined and insisted their voices would clash, but I thought at the very least it stopped them from arguing. Kumo helped me convince them by summoning tiny rain clouds pitter-pattering in a gentle melodic rhythm to inspire them to give them a try. We asked them to pull out their emotions about the whole situation into a song. In the end, they harmonized together perfectly, like their voices were made for each other in the gentle hum of my lute. It was beautiful. And a little bone-shattering, but very romantic. Most importantly, the song finally got them to understand each other. Like Kumo had suspected, the Mary Morgan was scared, not jealous, now that the Banshee was so popular. She feared that the Banshee would become really busy with tourists visiting all the time. She assumed she wouldn't have time for her anymore. But the Banshee assured her she doesn't care about any of the tourists. Only about the Mary Morgan. And Baya, of course. We told them to talk to her too. And mentioned how much she had been missing them. They agreed to meet for a tea party in the Ashen Grove so Baya doesn't have to travel too far. Did you invite them to your barbecue? No. After the outpouring of emotions, they wanted some time for themselves. The quest was done. It had only taken us 2 days, which was really efficient. Unfortunately, we had told the ship to pick us up in 3 days, so we were trapped on the island. So you swam back? What? No. What's wrong with you? The usual. We started brainstorming about what we could do while we waited, so I asked about the cheesecake recipe. But then I realized there wasn't anywhere to bake it. They don't have taverns on Boreas. It was a stupid idea. It wasn't. Somewhere on the island had to be something to bake a cheesecake in. Did you find that something? Did you find that something? We did, but it turned out into its small quest. First, we had to find the right place for our little adventure. We met these lovely gnomes living in their little mushroom houses, and they offered to let us in their ovens. To use their ovens. They were too small, so they introduced us to the local Toad Hill giant. Its kitchen was enormous, but it was easier to work in than one that was so small. Then the gnomes, the nymphs, and the giant helped us gather ingredients from all across the land. So we were able to make enough cheesecake for everybody. I burned mine a little bit, but when we made the second batch for the ship's crew, they were already starting to turn out better. Kumo's a really good teacher. And you're a really good student. Thank you. The cake really lifted the crew's spirits on the journey back. We agreed to teach them the recipe once we hit land. Afterwards, they invited us to the captain's birthday party. They even introduced us to the traveling obelisk who sang us a song of the ancients. It showed us a shortcut through the Ryoliths mountain range where we met some flaming songbirds. And now you're here. And now we're here. Well, I'm glad you came back. Of course we did. I promised a good story. And you delivered tenfold. Where are you two going next? I should probably talk to Melina. Oh, he's warming up. He's warming up, guys. He's warming up. She was pretty mad when I left. I guess I should apologize while I still can. Good idea. Do you want me to come with you? No, I think I need to do this alone. Or rather, with her. And I had to check in on Rufus too. Maybe Hex taught her some fun magic tricks in the meantime. You left her with Hex? And with Grace. Don't worry, nothing was set on fire. I should go. Why everything is referred to fire, and I don't think he wants to be reminded of that before I go. Do you maybe want to do something together later today? Or tomorrow? Like a thing? Oh, like hanging out together? We could play charades with the werewolves. I don't want to like put him on the spot. Yeah, is that what you were thinking of doing, Kumo? Or I think hanging out as in a date. Oh, can I do that? Oh. Oh, no way. Did you? Oh my god. The Riz drinks. Maybe I did. Oh. Come on, Fable. Okay. Okay, that sounds really fun. Cool. I'll pick you up, or I'll see you around, or whatever. I'll see you. Okay. Okay, this is something I didn't expect. I didn't want to make it seem like I wanted them not to be together. I was just like crazy. Like that probably could have spoiled it. I'm looking forward to it. Me too. Okay. Okay, Fable. Getting some action. He asked me on a date. He did. Oh, what do I do now? You think Archie has books on dating? Or should I ask the Hydra for advice? He probably knows about dating, right? Archie's still on his quest. Also, I'm right here. You're right. What should I do? Just go. See where it takes you. Or where he takes you. Hopefully somewhere nice. I do feel safe with him, so maybe I should try trusting him more. Mostly, I think you should be honest with him. He seems to like you for who you are, so there's no need to hide. That's a scary thing. Why does he feel that way? Because you're very lovely? People keep saying that. Sometimes I feel a lot lovelier hiding, you know? To me, it sounded like it's perhaps a bit too late for that. Sorry for listening in. You two were just very sweet. It's okay. I also thought he was very sweet. He was very sweet. But now that he's gone, I have time to think again. And I'm not sure if I was supposed to be that type of sweet anymore. Maybe he was just being nice? He asked you on a date because he was just being nice? Well, maybe he felt bad for me or something. Oh, Fable, don't put yourself down there. Innkeeper, dear, I think Fable might be in a need for another drink. Maybe something to entangle their thoughts. Something for a quick escape from all this overthinking. That sounds good. I'll see what I can do. Yeah, Fable, if you're like... I know this is a game, but if you're kind of overthinking it like Fable is, I think you should shoot your shot. You should shoot your shot or take it, because it's like, it's never gonna... It's like, it's not gonna be like those romantic novels you see, you know, like people just casually asking you out and you just say yeah. And like, okay, if you really like this person and you guys are comfortable, then yeah, definitely shoot for it. You don't want to miss the opportunity. Little bit of defense. And then, oh, no, this is the brain, intelligence. Swift strike. Your favorite. Does this help? Very much so. Thank you. I feel like now I can uncurl the yarn ball that is in my brain. What do you think I should do? What do you want to do? I want to go on our date, and I want to get to know him better. Maybe even get him to know me better too. Do you think he would like that? I think so, yes. It seems like you don't need our answers. You have yours already. Sometimes I just feel like I need permission to listen to my heart. Did you know that you can give that permission to yourself? I forget that every time, but I know you're right. I think I know what to do now. Somewhat. But I'll figure the rest out. Thank you for listening to me. I think sometimes that's all I really need when I'm scared. There's nothing wrong with being scared, as long as you don't run it from things that make you happy. You're right. It took me a while to realize that. Running is so easy, you know? You always know where to go. Away. But staying, you have to actually look at yourself. Figure out what your part is in everything. That can be a lot. But when I was on the journey back from Boreas, dancing with Kumo to the music of the navigator's fiddle, thinking about how I would never have gotten to that point if I hadn't put myself out there, I realized that life is so much more than a constant game of hide and seek from things that truly mean something. And I decided to stop running from life, even if I'm scared. I want to do my best to face my problems. Even though it's terrifying, I know I'm not alone. Is this still about Kumo? No, he was never a problem. He's one of the reasons I'm not alone. Just like you. With good friends by my side, I can do anything. And I can't wait to see what you'll do. It might not be as impressive as you hope, but it will be me, and I'm excited about that. Me too. I'm really proud of you, Fable. Thank you for everything, especially the great advice. That was really great advice. Maybe you should take some of it too, Grace. Maybe you should. But we all conquer life at our own pace. My personal next Goliath is going to be applying my lip gloss. And maybe some blush. I do feel a little pale. Can I borrow a mirror for a bit, innkeeper? Of course. There are some free rooms and mirrors upstairs, right next to the acorn chimes. Just ignore the doors with the do not enter signs. You shouldn't have said that. Now I want to check. Please don't. I won't. I'm polite. Or am I? I like Grace. Let's hope she won't find all the nightmare creatures you have locked up there. Let's. Have you ever visited the Twilight Chasm? Not for long enough to capture any creatures. I see. Innkeeper, say something. What are you thinking about, Innkeeper? Oh, you know, Innkeeper things. I don't. No, I mean, since I'm not an innkeeper and all. Right. That song you mentioned, the one you started writing on the ship. I know it's not done yet, but how about a little sneak peek? To see if it would make good for a good jingle. I don't think it's a jingle material, but I don't mind sharing it with you. Just keep in mind that it's work in progress. Of course. There's a calling on the wind beneath the talk of the keep. I've heard the tales set the sails. Now it's time for me to leave. That sounds like a great opener. So you like it? It's wonderful. I can't wait to hear more. Me too. But still a little rougher on the edges. I feel like it's missing something. Maybe the next adventure. Maybe. Will you let me know when it's done? Of course. I can't wait to show you the finished version. Thank you, Fable. I'm proud of you. For maybe finally finishing a song? Or not running. Oh. Thank you. Me too. Innkeeper, do you ever think about taking your own advice? All the time, yes. Why don't you? I don't know. It's hard, I know, but I promise I believe in you as much as you believe in me. And I know we'll both be okay. I would like that. Me too. Well, I've talked a lot today. I'll give you some space. Well, you're fine. You're fine, Fable. I don't know. Maybe it's time to stop running. Should I? Is it time to read that letter? Oh! Oh my... Wait, are you... Okay, hold on. Save. We need to save. Yes. Oh, that was easy. I guess I've been wanting to for a while. Let's hope for no regrets. My dearest friend, long has it been since we've last talked, or we talked last. Long has it been since everything has been seared away by the cold flames of death. I wish I could still remember our last conversation, but it's waning memory. I can only imagine how you enjoyed running away, wishing to forget whatever was between us. Maybe you did, for a brief moment, for those 30 years. If you did, I'm writing this letter to kindly remind you of the good times, the good old times. To celebrate our reunion, I invite you to the spectacle of the century, the last day of the astral moon, welcoming the first light of the dying moon, where the realm of Tuwa is just a grasp away. Are there any spirits you'd like to remember? Are you afraid of what they might tell you? Worry not, I'll be right here. I'll be right there. Watch the sky closely on the 35th of the Cassiopeia. See you soon, an old friend. And then they engraved it with a flower wax seal. A mysterious letter. Gather the courage to open the letter. That was... Guess you've always been a fan of symbolism. But you didn't even leave an address. Very irresponsible. Oh gosh, I wonder who it is. Arden? No time! Duck! Now! What's going on? Are you okay? Do you need help? Healing? Something's coming. Something's big! Your next show? What? No. There's no time. Duck! Is the ground... Oh. No, not another disaster. Oh gosh, what is happening? Is everyone alright? I think so. Yes. Whew. That was a close call. Could have been really dangerous. What just happened? Why is there water outside the tavern? I'd also like to know the answer to that question. I've got no clue. I was just outside by the woods drafting my newest song, and when the ground beneath my feet began to rumble. Not even a minute passed and it rumbled again. Then a wall of water came rushing toward me. I didn't even dare to wait. I ran immediately looking for shelter. No way I was gonna let my hagium get wet. These trees are made of real chabian silk and the body's ethereal bamboo. That's a rarity. That's the first thing going through your mind with a giant wave rushing right at you? Of course, this instrument is just as valuable as my hands. And just as versatile. Okay, don't talk about that. This is a PG game. Is everyone alright? Grace, dragons, you're alright. I was worried something had happened to you. Oh, don't worry. When these walls started rumbling, I hid under the table, then I watched the water rush by the window. It was like a tsunami, but tsunamis are very rare, if not impossible, so far into the mainland. Right, it's so strange. Everything seems to be submerged out there. I wonder what caused such a cataclysm. It's worrying to say the least. It is definitely too dangerous to go outside. Even the tavern is leaking. Don't worry, it'll withstand. Are you sure? I'm sure. I've gone through worse than this. I mean, it's gotten through worse than this. Wouldn't have thought it could withstand this sort of thing, but even more, so glad it can. Seems to be a simple yet very sturdy tavern after all. Just like you, innkeeper. Okay. Are you flirting with the innkeeper? Ha! Me? No. Also, that's besides the point. Is it? I mean, unless... I'll play this little game. I like to work my body. Helps in a lot of aspects. Can we get back to the point, please? Yeah, sure. The point. I feel like he has, like... He can flirt and compliment, but he can't get serious. Right, back to the point. Did you see exactly what happened? Not really. I was listening to the whistle of the wind in the treetops, jotting down notes for my next song. When suddenly a horde of silver-crested deer rushed past me. Before they could trample me, I jumped over on a rock I was sitting on and watched them gallop downhill. Then I saw water break through the canopies, snapping trees in half like they were like skewers. I wasted no second. I turned on my heel, knowing I'd be done for if I waited for a moment longer. Then I was here and told you to duck. That sounds horrible. Are you alright? Are you hurt? I'm fine, thanks. And anyways, with whom do I have the pleasure? I'm Grace. Nice to meet you, Grace. I'm... Oh my. You're Voyage, aren't you? The silver-tongued virtuoso. Yes, that would be me. My apologies, I didn't mean to push any boundaries. But I saw you perform at Dropstone Institute's campus that one time. And I must say, you pulled on all my heartstrings in your beautiful performance. Oh, I did that? Yes, I was awestruck by your music, what your music could do. It was like magic in its very own way. Music can be very soothing in moments of distress. Were you distressed back then? A little. I don't remember exactly why anymore, but I remember the emotion. But not more distressed than I am right now. I hope Hex is safe and well. I'm sure he is. Shoot. Did you see that creature swim by? What? I didn't see no creature. What? Where? It looked like a red-winged eel. Oh, I haven't seen one of those in ages. Where is its natural habitat? Actually, the Twilight Chasm. Why is it here? Something isn't right. I'm afraid you might be correct. I'm also afraid, very much so. I don't think it's safe to go outside. Of course not. You should all stay for the night. Would that be possible? Of course, the tavern will withstand this, and a bit of company wouldn't hurt. I agree. Thank you, innkeeper. Say, you with the loot. What's your name? Fable. My name is Fable. Do you play? The lute, I mean. Sometimes. I'm still practicing and not all that good with it yet. How about we play together? A song or two, to lift our spirits and wait out the catastrophe going on outside. It's very untuned. It goes out of tune really quickly, but I guess that's a lute thing. I gotcha. Show it to me. I'll help you and then we'll jam until a new dawn rises. Blub blub, sleep with the fishies.